So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Good evening and welcome to the February 27th, 2024 regular session of the Board of Education. This is Joseph Cilio, the Board of Education President speaking. Can we please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance?
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Due notice of today's meeting has been served to all members of the Board of Education pursuant to the requirements of law. Tina, can you please take roll? Present.
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 William O'Donoghue, trustee, Board of Education.
Present.
Present. Dr. Susan Huff, superintendent of schools. Present. Janet DiCaprio, assistant superintendent for the finance district court. Present. Amy McLaughlin, assistant superintendent for human resources and leadership development.
Present.
Judy Barbera, interim assistant superintendent for curriculum instruction.
Present.
Doug Spencer, district council, Garcia and Garcia.
Present.
May I have a motion that the Board of Education accepts the agenda for February 27th, 2024 regular session as presented?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Mr. Capua, can you leave with the treasurer's report?
Thank you. This is the treasurer's report for December 2023. We had a cash balance at the beginning of the month of 77,948,271. During December, we had receipts of 3,309,212. We had disbursements totaling 13,831,764, leaving us with a closing balance of 67,425,719. Thank you.
Okay, right now we will acknowledge some of our students and some of our staff members. So first, I would like to start off by acknowledging some of our students who are juniors who were awarded the Adelphi University Prize for Leadership. And this award recognizes not only students' a commitment to their studies, but also to community service. They were awarded $1,000 and 2 tuition-free courses at Adelphi. They hosted a dinner. It was, I think, on January 31st. It was a lovely, lovely dinner where our winners were recognized. And so when I call your name up, please come on up and so we can recognize you. All right. Alicia Zhang, Amy Shao, Gracie Krawick, Manat Jain, Roisin Path, Simone Austacher, Soham Bera, and TJ Cook. I do want to tell our students, I mean, we're immensely proud of all of you, but I hope as you continue to focus on your studies, you keep community service as a big part of your daily life. So, you know, this year, next year, and then or beyond. So keep up the great work. Okay. You know, I also wanted to mention, we had finalists for the for the National merit scholarships. And believe it or not, all of our students who were semifinalists, they're finalists now. So super proud of our students. You don't, I mean, this is unique because you don't typically see that, but all of our students made it to the, as their finalists now. So we're very proud of them. I also wanted to mention they'll be here in March, our valedictorian, James Nagler. If you remember Emma Nagler 2 years ago, she was the valedictorian. Her brother is the valedictorian, and we have Emily Wang, who's the salutatorian. So they'll be here in March. So we'll honor them at that time and really talk about their achievements. All right. So now I wanted to acknowledge two of our staff members who, and again, we've been trying very hard because throughout the year, there's so many places where you can honor our people. And so today is Coach Fennell, Steve Fennell, if you can come up. And I'm going to say a few words, but I'm going to ask our athletic director, Mr. Ramirez, to fill in because Coach Fennell, he's not only a teacher, but coaches in our district. And he has impacted so many lives, so many student athletes. And I have to tell you, I speak for my own children. When they graduated high school, who do they remember as the coach? My son was an athlete and his coach was a big deal that he still actually keeps in touch with his coach. So this year, Coach Fennell, he is the head of our varsity lacrosse team and has been honored as a 22-23 National Federation of High School Supports Lacrosse Coach of the Year. This prestigious accolade was presented to Steve at the Nassau County High School Athletic Association meeting on February 15th, and it's really a testament to his dedication to, as a coach and the skills that he imparts on our students. So congratulations, Steve. Mr. Ramirez?
Good evening. It's with great joy that I'm able to acknowledge Coach Fennell up here. He received one of the highest awards that you can get as a high school coach in the United States, National Federation of High School Sports Coach of the Year for lacrosse. He was awarded that for the success that he had last year as the repeat 2023 state champion lacrosse team. Just to give it a little perspective, Coach Fennell has 268 wins over 16 years. He has 13 Nassau County championships, 9 Long Island championships, has made 7 state appearances, 5 championships. And it seems like, oh, just numbers. That does not happen anywhere else. So we're fortunate to have him here. But what really sets him apart from other coaches, and I've worked over 20 years with some great coaches, is his passion, his work ethic, the accountability he has, not only for his students, but for himself and his staff, the standards he sets. 2 words I would use to describe him in the year and a half that I've been here is pride and passion. He has a lot of pride for Garden City as a community, as an athletic program, for his lacrosse program and his students, and the passion that he has to not only coach, but mentor young men through athletics. So, Coach, congratulations. Before I finish, he's also receiving an award this weekend in Syracuse as the New York State Football Coaches Association Assistant Coach of the Year. He's being acknowledged at the convention. Coach, congratulations on both awards.
I think everyone would like to know, what's the advice you give to all your athletes?
This is something in freaking speech. No, I think they, we have some strong, community support and, really ask the kids to reach deep down and bring everything they have to today. So, here's some years, probably like football anymore. It's, great to be part of two incredible programs. Like Coach Flatley, next door. While I was in high school and trying to continue some of the things that it's great to go in my life. Thank you. Very fortunate to have you.
Thank you again, Coach Fennell, for all that you do for our students. All right. We also want to honor this evening, Miss Brenda McCarthy. We have her picture throughout this library, so we all know Miss Brenda McCarthy. Yay. Come on up. So, who does not know Miss Brenda McCarthy? She's our reading specialist at Stewart School, but Brenda McCarthy is known for so much more than just reading. All students know Miss McCarthy. Why? Because of, I think she's a cornerstone of Stewart School and things that she organizes from Pizza Fridays that I hear, and I have to tell you, I hear about that when I talk to students at Stratford all the time. But the service learning is so important to Miss McCarthy and what she really imparts that on our students. And it's not just for while they're, at Stewart, they carry that on beyond Stewart. The Veterans Day celebration, that is unbelievable. That is one of those events that when I first came to Garden City, it's one of the most touching days in our school community. And I would recommend all of us sitting at the table to witness that because it's just beautiful. So I said Pizza for a Purpose, Pretzel Wednesday, and these are, again, it's helps students, you engage our students in that process, which I think is so meaningful. And again, goes beyond their time at Stewart. You've also done Light the Night that was created for one of our students. And that is like a yearly kind of event that's at Eisenhower Park, I believe. Treats for Troops, Healthy Harvest, Toys for Tots, Smile Bags, the Super Bowl, and just constantly collecting and getting our students engaged in such meaningful work that, again, goes beyond the walls of Stewart School. You also serve as the MC for the Spirit Day and Pep Rally, I hear. Is that right? And the list for Miss McCarthy goes on and on and on. And so we wanted to just honor you, Miss McCarthy, for all that you do for our entire school community. And again, it goes into our Garden City community, but far beyond Garden City community as well. So thank you for all that you do. We have a little video, right? All right. All right.
It is an honor and privilege to celebrate someone who embodies the essence of dedication, action. Brenda, you are our guiding light, our North Star, leading us toward our education through these commitments. The heart of our Stewart community, Brenda stands tall as a pillar of strength and inspiration. Her dedication to her students and her work family knows no bounds. Every day she walks into the classroom with a contagious enthusiasm, ready to ignite the love of reading in our hearts. Brenda, your unwavering support and love do not go unnoticed. You go above and beyond to ensure that each and every one of your students receive the attention and guidance they need to succeed. Your patience knows no limits, your encouragement knows no bounds, and your passion for teaching literacy knows no ends. Today, as we gather to honor you with this well-deserved award, let it serve as a testament to your remarkable contributions to our education and our community. Thank you for everything you do today and every day. Thank you, Ms. McCarthy, for helping us with the design of time. We're thankful that you helped follow charity work. We're also thankful that you helped us out in the workplace. And we're also thankful that you give us so many opportunities and have. I think it's so Thank you for the present for the instructing Russian teacher. As you're looking on tonight, I am filled with immense gratitude to call you my friend. I admire the extraordinary individual who is the beating heart and soul of our school community here at Stewart and in Burlington. In every corner of our school, your present presence, you illuminate the path to kindness, service, and learning. You have woven the fabric of care and empathy to the very being of our school, touching lives of students in college and our entire school. In every interaction, you radiate warmth, kindness, and unwavering belief in the potential of every student that you encounter. Your genuine passion for teaching and learning serves as an inspiration to us. Your presence is not just felt, but cherished by all of us, and your contributions are immeasurable. Congratulations. Thank you so much for helping us out. Thank you for letting me school experience.
So Ms. McCarthy, we have excellence and action recognition for your exceptional work. So. No?
I would be remiss if I didn't mention how awesome my administrators were in allowing me the opportunity to do what I do. It's not a one-woman team, it's a school effort and we all work together. So thank you very much for allowing me to do my reindeer game. And as long as I have an open mic tomorrow, there's Poop to Go, which is an amazing organization. I hope to see many of you there.
Yeah. Should I give my report? Okay. So I wanted to start off as part of my report is first of all, thank our community for supporting and passing of our bond referendum. And this crucial step will really enable us, our district, to flourish and maintain our facilities at the forefront of innovation and excellence. And we eagerly anticipate the commencement of these exciting projects and the positive change it will bring to our Garden City community. We will definitely keep our community updated. We have a website on our website, a section on the bond. So anything we do, it will be updated regularly. And there is a resolution on the agenda this evening as well around those projects. And next, I will have something exciting that I wanted to share. We have our, on the agenda, I'm excited to recommend our Assistant Superintendent for Curriculum and Instruction. She's here this evening, Dr. Alice Bowman. And as you know, we have kind of, we have updated our community for the past several months around our process. We went through an extensive process. I do want to thank Ms. McLaughlin for leading the search for us. So, and we're really pleased with Dr. Bowman as she rose to the top. And I want to give a little brief information around Dr. Bowman. She brings nearly 25 years of experience as an educator and leader. And most recently, she's serving as the Assistant Superintendent for Teaching and Learning for the Pelham Union Free School District that's in Westchester County. She has also served as a middle school principal for the Plainview Old Bethpage School District, assistant principal and English chairperson for both Floral Park Memorial High School, which is part of the Sewanaka Central High School District. And what really stood out about Dr. Bowman's career is she has her passion for curriculum and instruction. And that's something that was throughout the interview process. We heard that over and over again, and just her ability to work with an entire, bring the team together around ideas, and her expertise in the area of data, and just innovative ideas, things that are in the forefront of education. She oversaw in her current district, the whole process around bringing in different systems to look for student outcome data and to really move that team forward. So we're really, really pleased to recommend Dr. Bowman this evening to the Board of Education. And if you want to say a few words.
Throughout the process, throughout the interview process, I was asked, so what brings you to Garden City? And I had a simple answer, this is Garden City. With the community that is so dedicated to all the students that come through your doors from kindergarten to 12th grade and the opportunities that are provided. I couldn't be more honored to be joining this family, and I can't wait to get started. So I just want to say thank you.
And this evening, Dr. Bowman also has her family, her husband and her son and daughter here. And I think it's somebody's birthday this evening. So we have to wish her a happy birthday, Alice's daughter. So happy birthday to you. And so I do want to share that you will be seeing Dr. Bowman throughout our district. I know she'll officially start with us July 1st, but I'm sure you'll be seeing her on our campus. Okay, I also wanted to acknowledge this evening we have retirements on the agenda. And I have to tell you, these are incredible, incredible people who are retiring at the end of the school year. Michael Heedles, and these are high school. I'm going to mention high school first. Michael Heedles, he's our physical education teacher at the high school. Catherine Oriani, our English teacher. Carla Rebellini, English teacher. Reed Scafani, our business teacher. Michael Stratus, social studies. Ann Scanlon, science. And then at the middle school, we have Richard Burry, technology. Fred Caputo, technology. Tara Roth Ramos, special education. Sue Shea, she's at our middle school, 6th grade teacher, and Paris Zafrau, where she's our science teacher at the middle school. And we will be honoring them officially in June, but I have to tell you, their total years, that if you count up all their years, 263 years of service, incredible. So we really want to, thank them for their service for this, to our students, and we look forward to honoring them in June. We also have just a couple more accolades. Our Garden City High School has been approved for Common Sense School, which this honor recognizes the school's efforts in teaching digital citizenship to young people and engaging the entire school community in this discussion. And Margot Kalema, who is our amazing library science media specialist here at the high school, she spearheaded this effort. And our high school is one of 80,000 schools across the country with this honor. So that's really exciting. Ink Spots, which is the Garden City High School's literary magazine, has been recognized once again as a superior magazine by the National Council of Teachers of English in the 2023 NCTE Recognizing Excellence in Art and Literary Magazines program. And this year, schools in 46 states and 5 countries nominated 375 magazines. And this is an amazing honor for our 95-year-old Ink Spots magazine. That's pretty incredible. So we're proud of that. And I have a couple more items. Our students, high school chorus, they performed at Disney World. So I think, Mr. Necco, your daughters were there, and I'm sure they had a great time there. They really enjoyed, and Ms. Hauser, I think she's here. She actually coordinated this effort, and I remember the pictures you were sending. The kids were having a wonderful time, and their performance was spectacular. So that was very nice. We also had our fifth grade musical. I think these kids are ready to go to Broadway. They were amazing. Both shows at Stratford and at Stewart. I know we've talked about them, but we have a little video so you could see our student performances for both of them. They were spectacular. And I really have to give Ms. Lavin, Meredith Lavin at Stewart, and Matthew Byrne at Stratford. They did an amazing job putting this together, along with the number of families who volunteer so much of their time, again, for this tremendous show and making some wonderful memories for our fifth grade students before they head off to the middle school. So they were amazing. And like I said, I think they're Broadway bound, our kids. We also have our high school music production of Mean Girls coming up on March 7th, 8th, and 9th, which should be spectacular. I've been hearing from some of our girls who have been staying late to practice that they're excited about performing. I also wanted to mention that on the 7th, we will host a dinner and a show, which is a tradition in our district, where we invite our senior citizens from the community to join us for a dinner, which is really our GCTA puts that together, and it's just lovely. Our senior citizens come and we serve them dinner, and then we take them to the auditorium to see our show. So that'll be on the 7th. And but I encourage people to purchase the tickets. Our information's on our website. I think it'll be a wonderful, wonderful production. All right. Next, we have an update on our construction update. And it's a brief one. We have some pictures that we wanted to share with you. Remember from last year, the courtyards, the 2 libraries, the high school courtyard. So all of those projects, the only one that's been fully completed is our high school courtyard. The other ones it should be completed by the summer, but it's significant amount of work has been done. So we just wanted to show you some pictures that our project manager shared with us, so you can see where we are. This one's. Oh, are you going to do that? Okay. You want to go back one? Yeah. Start. All right, so this is our Stewart Avenue School Library. Significant amount of work was done in this library, and we're hoping that this will open up before the end, before school ends this year. And this is our Stratford Library. This is the courtyard at Stratford. This is our primary school courtyards, and these are, there's, again, more work to be done, and it's, some of the work is temperature dependent. This is the high school courtyard. This has been completed, and our students have gone outside. It's open, for our students for when the weather is nicer, but it came out beautiful, beautiful. This is the high school and middle school masonry work. The air conditioning unit, this is for the middle school, for the library, and also for the innovation lab. Is that it? Okay, that's it. So the projects are coming along, and we'll give a final update before the school year ends. But we're excited about opening up particularly the library, the 2 libraries, and the courtyards for our students. Anything else you want to add to that? Okay. Also wanted to mention on the agenda, you'll see that there is a resignation from Ben Romolo on the audit committee. We want to thank him for his service. He served on this committee for 5.5 years. And, he's on the agenda because he relocated, so he no longer lives here in Garden City. But with that said, on the audit committee, we will be adding 2 members to this district audit committee on July 1st. We will also need to add 1 member prior to the start of the fiscal school year in July because of the resignation. And so we'll be seeking 2 additional members. So if anybody has experience or interest in serving on the audit committee, Ms. DeCaprio, please, contact her. And she'll post for this as well. Okay. And then some other items on the agenda for this evening. Let's see, there's several grants from our SEPTA, the Special Education PTA for our high school, middle school, and Stewart School, and Hemlock. And we really want to thank our Special Education PTA. They do so much for our students in providing grants, and it allows us to do some additional look at additional areas for our students. So we thank them for that. And there are several related services agreements also on the agenda. One other item that I wanted to mention was the school budget update. So last time when we met, I had shared that we would be, we may have a presentation today or at the next meeting. So, we had given as you recall, at the last board meeting, we had approved a retirement incentive that closed yesterday. So Ms. DeCaprio is still working on and finalizing our numbers, but our tax cap remains the same at 2.54%. So next week's meeting, which is on March 7th, we'll be presenting you with the budget. Okay. And can I make one more? I know our students are here, so I know you're wondering if you should leave or not. You really can leave. I know you have school tomorrow, so you can definitely leave if you wish to.
Thank you, Dr. Sinha. I'd just like to make one comment. I want to thank Dr. Bowman for being here tonight, and I appreciate your patience in the process and making yourself available. I know myself and every member of the board asked a lot of questions probably in your process, more so than maybe normal, but we appreciate you spending the time with us and getting to know everybody here and the community. It's obviously an important role in the district. So we appreciate you taking the time and appreciate you being here tonight. Thank you. Are there any comments from the board? Okay. At this time, I have a motion that the Board of Education approves the bond capital reserve resolution as outlined in the agenda.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Yeah, a
I'm
roll
sorry,
call.
I'm sorry. We had a motion, but we need to do a roll call. So Tina, will you do the roll call and we can vote individually on that? Approve.
Approved. Approve. Approved.
At this time, to make more efficient use of the meeting time, the Board of Education authorizes the use of a consent agenda as part of the meeting agenda. The consent agenda allows for one motion to approve multiple items, and such items are identified as such on the agenda.
Any questions from the
I'm
public? on that?
sorry. Maybe before we go to that, we can go to, are there any questions on the agenda from the public?
Hello, my name is Erin Diebrich and I live at 90 Huntington Road. And tonight I'm speaking on behalf of Garden City SEPTA. This year has seen an unprecedented amount of difficulty staffing and keeping service providers for our children in the areas of physical and occupational therapy within several of our schools. Children who receive these services do so because there are gaps and delays within specific skill sets, such as core strength for the ability to be able to sit at a desk all day and not grow tired, or hand strength for the ability to write and type work. If a child is receiving these services, it is because a team of people have deemed it essential and necessary for the child to successfully grow and learn. SEPTA has been in discussions with PPS and administration about the impact of these staffing losses, and we know that Dr. Sinha and Ms. Velez are aware of our concerns. We know many of our impacted members have been in touch with them as well. But we as SEPTA would like to publicly ask everyone here tonight what the plan is going forward. What will the Board of Education and the district administration do to make sure that staffing losses and disruptions like this don't happen again? Or short of that, what can the board and administration do to put specific contingency plans in place that support our students for any future staffing difficulties? We have a large incoming group of kindergartners who have IEPs entering our primary schools in the fall with their specific needs and goals determined. How do we ensure that disruptions do not occur to this large incoming cohort? What plans are the board and administration looking to put in place to help the students who have been impacted by the disruption to their PT and OT services this year and aren't going to meet their goals and who may have very well lost ground in achieving them? As parents of students who have a specific need or two, we crave just as much routine and structure as our children. We look forward, the loss of that to many of our members and their children has provided much anxiety and frustration. We look forward with much eagerness to hearing what specifics are soon to be in place or currently are in place to support the students who have been impacted by this year's disruption to physical and occupational therapies. Thank you.
So with the, can I address that? Okay, so with the physical therapy and occupational therapy, our plans, we have contracted with more agencies to have people on board to provide the services for our students. I know for every session that's been missed, we will be making them up. But I do understand the frustration with not having particularly the physical therapy and the occupational therapy supports in place. What I will do is I will touch base with PPS and get back to SEPTA in terms of the status of that at this time. I'll get that to SEPTA before the end of the week.
Hi, sorry, Sivan Chapman, 70 Willow. Just to add to that, I mean, you have children like mine who have been on 4 OTs this far. So it is great that we're getting, because I know there is a national shortage. So no one is saying, you know, you guys are not trying to get. The problem is that you cannot have 4 or 5 OTs for kids. Some of them, like from parents we've heard, had 7. throughout like a year or two. It's just too much. And then they have a gap of 2 months. I personally am not even taking the makeups because I don't want my daughter pulled out more, but there's no continuity. So we have to take a look really and explain to us and to the public what is happening, why are we going through agencies? Because we are getting them, we just can't keep them. So why are we going through agencies compared to maybe hiring 1 or 2 so we have somebody to fill in? Because we're literally, I don't know if you guys know how it is, but we lost one here, got one there, lost one here, got one there. We can't make them up. So we have to just look in contingency plans and then offer more. Thank you.
We're also, the board is also in communication with other boards and other, let's say, outside of our districts to see who's looking or who might be leaving. So we go through places like the DOE and people that are possibly available. So we are talking to a lot of people.
It's going to get worse. The state ed is mandating that OTs need a doctorate in a few years down the line.
PTs too.
So it's not going to get easier. I work for the DOE, New York City, and the shortage is catastrophic. I hear you. I hear the both of you. We hear the both of you. And we're dealing with IEPs. We're dealing with legal documents, whether or not it's, you want to do it or not, it's a legal document. And this is what these children are mandated to receive because the goal is to progress. So it's definitely on the hit list.
Good evening. My name is Helen Filmus. I am the CSA Unit President with Garden City Schools. First, we want to congratulate you on the passing of the bond and all the beautiful infrastructure that you've been creating for Garden City. It's absolutely wonderful. We recognize that Garden City is considered a premier school district, providing academic excellence, a top-rated athletic program, and a nationally recognized music program. Everyone in this room understands the cost of living in New York and on Long Island. We are all well aware that inflation is at a 41-year high. Our last contract was negotiated and finalized in June 2020 and ended in June 23. What happened during that contract period? A global pandemic, an economic shutdown, a recession, a supply chain crisis, a rise in inflation, and a labor shortage. What does not seem to have happened in Garden City is it's an appreciation for its workers. Despite respectful negotiations and appeals to the school board, the district has not offered enough money to our members anywhere close to inflation, even though the district has settled other contracts with other employees above the inflation rate. It is extremely disappointing that the district has decided that we need to go to mediation in order for the members to receive a fair contract. Tonight, I would like to share something with you about our members, your workforce. Everything they do, from keeping the buildings clean, including all your new infrastructures and your new athletic buildings, and safe inside and outside, keeping the offices running and transporting students, contributes to the overall goal and success of the school district. Here are just a few unsolicited praises and accolades that our members have received verbally and in writing from parents, children, community members, staff, supervisors, the Board of Education, that demonstrates the contributions made by our members. Thank you for the care you give our kids. You're caring, warm, and kind. Thank you for taking care of our angels. We're lucky to have you. All the neighborhood kids say you are the best. So good to see you in the morning. Great way to start the day. Thank you for uncanny way of keeping the paperwork in our offices organized. Your friendly face and kind words are always appreciated. Grateful to you behind the scenes, helping the school to run smoothly, and thank you so much. Your help and support is always appreciated. Thank you for your efforts They were a big help in making our event a smashing success. Thank you for all your hard work. I could go on and on and on and keep going because there's many more. But I believe you understand what I'm trying to say. As our contract negotiations progress, we ask that you will recognize the value of your workforce and acknowledge their contribution and dedication to the school district by offering them an acceptable contract. Thank you.
Good evening. I'm Anna Marasia, and I work in the admin building, and I pay the bills for Garden City School District. So
We are here to say a livable wage is what it sounds like, a person who can earn enough to cover the cost of living, plus a little extra for emergencies. But the technical standard goes deeper. A person should be able to afford necessities like food, water, housing, education, healthcare, transportation, and in addition to a small amount to be saved for unexpected events. The term livable wage was earned in an acknowledgement that no one should have to work more than a full time to cover basic costs of living. Everyone deserves the opportunity to survive and thrive, and low wages should not be a barrier to achieving that. Sadly, we are fighting for that, just that. Studies show that paying people will benefit everyone. EPI, the Economic Policy Institute, estimates that raising wage floor would generate $118 billion in additional wages, which would ripple out to the families of these workers and their communities, meaning what is good for families is good for the economy. It is important to dispel that the popular myth that raising wages causes unemployment. It is found that when the minimum wage is raised, unemployment tends to go down, not increase. One reason for this is that when workers are paid more, they stay in their jobs longer and they have a less turnover, which is less costly for employees overall. Our turnover in administration is insulting and embarrassing. We are a blue-collar school district. How we are being treated and given a 0.5% increase is insulting, disgraceful, and embarrassing to Garden City. Other districts like Mineola and New Hyde Park are paying better wages with less turnover in return. Garden City should be a leader and on top. Instead, they are not. This is a revolving door in our building, 5 payroll clerks in 5 years, purchasing agents coming and going, and bookkeeper we still can't replace. We are not valued and appreciated. This is a message sent to us. We are asking in negotiations and a catch-up. That's all that is. We're not greedy. We just want to catch up to a livable wage. No one in front of me is better than anyone behind me or me. We are all people. Shame on anyone who is trying to give us less. We deserve this catch-up and livable increases between steps. Please show us that you have a heart. Please show us we are valued and appreciated. Please look at us as your daughter, your son, your sister, your brother, your aunt, or your uncle. Look at us as family. We should not have to fight to survive. We are working 2 to 3 jobs, and that should be a surplus, not a compensation. We should be able to live off of this one full-time job. Keep that in mind and let us just live. Let us just get our fair share. That's all we ask. Thank you for your time.
Good evening. Good evening. I'm Richard Williams. I am from Stewart Avenue, Garden City. I come before you to talk about a different subject than the union. And I don't want to interrupt anything that they've done, but this is similar for me, an existential threat. A little background quickly. I've raised 5 children in this town. I have 16 of 17 grandchildren either go to Garden City or will go to Garden City in the next 5, 10, 15 years. So I have a vested interest, and I have a vested interest, frankly, in all the children in this school, in our schools. This existential threat, as I see it, a moral threat, is the Sands Casino. Sands Casino has proposed to build a mega 35-story, the second largest in the country, gambling casino on our doorstep. I believe this is a threat to us in so many different ways, as a village, as a community, as a county. I take great value in the fact that 3 courts have now decided that the process that they engaged in with our county has been illegal, that they no longer have a standing before anybody. They don't have anything. People who were told they had a done deal, they don't have a done deal. At the same time, for the past year and a half, since this thing started, I got involved, and I got involved in a couple of different ways, but mostly I was one of the founders of the Say No to the Casino Association. If you go by my house on Stewart Avenue, you will see 3 very nice loud signs that say no to the casino. Pretty prominent. I've been told I've lost them 3 times, lost or disappeared. I put them back with other ones. The way I see this process is a casino in our midst would wreck our village, absolutely wreck our village from a property standpoint. The crime statistics around casinos, the sex trafficking around casinos, the addiction around casinos is just incredible. We know this from our own Jake's 58. The statistics that came out of what goes on in that non-residential area are staggering. DUIs, DWIs, assaults, spousal abuse. It's just incredible. This is our doorstep. And this is what my concerns are. So a year ago, I met and we talked to the Board of Trustees, the Village Board of Trustees, and they very promptly and very accurately, in my opinion, adopted a resolution opposing the Sands Casino. And I wait for others to do the same thing. So I come before you now, say, we're a year later. I would love to see this board and as a community, but particularly this board, adopt a resolution very quickly opposing the Sands position. This is not political. This is moral. This is a moral threat to us, to our children. And our children are our life. I know I have, as I said, 17 grandchildren, 5 children. They all live in town, and they are threatened by this. And they live throughout the village. And it doesn't make a difference if you live east or west, because there's some of that theory that, well, if you live on the east, you may be threatened, but not if you live on the west or in the middle. It's not true. Everything will be affected. Our streets, you will not be able to go down Stewart Avenue with 25,000 cars. Just think about it. Pollution. We have asthma throughout Long Island, but particularly in the communities of Hempstead and Uniondale and in Garden City. It's not going to get better with this. So my proposal is simple. If I can ask you to take a serious look very quickly to say this Board of Education takes a resolution to oppose the Sands Casino, not because we're against gambling per se, but because gambling per se in Nassau County, the way it's proposed, how it's proposed, is just fundamentally wrong and a threat. I'd also ask you to join with our Village Board of Trustees for a unified position. And I think if you did that, I think you would be on the moral high ground. I think it would send a message to the county, to our legislators. I met with the legislators last year and a half, but particularly in the last month. They tell me they're deathly afraid of what's going to happen. They tell me that on the side because they can't do it publicly. So I think if you could take a position very simply that you oppose the Sands Casino, not unions, you don't oppose unions, you don't oppose development. Development is fine, not this development. Let them build something else. Let them build a tech center. Let them build medical research facilities. Let them build 100 other things, but not gambling, not something that threatens our life. I thank you for your time, and I appreciate all the efforts you do all the time. Thank you.
Good evening. Robert Hers, 111 Cherry Valley Avenue. I just had a question about 555 Stewart. I understand that there are going to be 150 apartments at that facility, and 15 of them will be affordable. Is that reflected in the enrollment projections that were included at the meeting that was on February 7th, I guess it was? And when will the apartments be scheduled to open?
So, we have a demographic study that's done, and one is being completed this year. So they account for the 555 Stewart Avenue as part of their projections, with our enrollment. And what our demographer has shared with us, or in the report, we will have her come here and share that with our public. What date was that? One of the March meetings that she will be here to share that, but their projections, the 555 Stewart Avenue does not have a big impact on our enrollment. That's what they have shared with us. Study that was done 2 years ago, and again, this current one that we received a draft report similarly.
And when is the 555 scheduled to open? Will it be opening for the coming school year?
I honestly, I don't know the answer to that. I don't know. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
The village may know a little bit more about that.
Okay, because that's where I got the information in terms of the number of units and the percentage that are affordable. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Sarah Hogan. I live on Kenwood Road and I have a 4th grader and a 6th grader. I just want to thank the CSEA civil service employees for coming out today. I wasn't even aware that they don't have a contract, and I do support us negotiating a fair contract with them in good faith. I'm here to talk again about science in the elementary schools. I came last year around this time, knowing that we're talking about budgets. I would love to see us budget for some science equipment in the elementary schools. There's none. Microscopes, graduated cylinders, hot plates, goggles, beakers, test tubes, teacher training, possible kits for the elementary schools, maybe splitting 4th and 5th grade teachers so that we have more specialized teachers who are not intimidated by teaching science. I think that inquiry-based science lessons can teach our children to make predictions, critical thinking, developing testable questions, problem solving, collaboration. These things are not always covered in other classes. It's a unique opportunity that we're completely missing right now in the elementary schools. Science is worksheets. There is no hands-on experience in science. At least there hasn't been for my 2 children who are almost through elementary school. They learn to see patterns. They understand cause and effect, analyzing and interpreting data, engaging in arguments based on evidence. I look forward to hearing what changes we're going to see next year. And also, as my children are getting older, I asked for the scope and sequence for grades 6 through 9 for science. I still haven't received it. That was over a month ago. I don't think we have it. I'd love to see, and I know we are working on that, but we need that. A parent needs to be able to see what is coming for their children, especially in science, because of all these skills. So I look forward to hearing what changes we should expect to see next year. Thank you so much for letting me speak.
My name is Rich Catalano, 82 Whitehall Boulevard. I'm a member of the Say No to the Casino Civic Association, been involved with Richard Williams, Leo Stemler, Monica Kiley, and many others. I am proud to say Garden City is leading the charge to defeat the casino. We had 20 residents speak at the town of Hempstead very strongly against the casino. Not one resident showed up to speak in favor of the casino. We had more than that write letters to the town of Hempstead in opposition to it. A Newsday poll indicated 49% of the residents in Nassau County are opposed to the casino. It is clear, once people know what the casino is about, that they're against it. It is a massive complex. People think that it's just going to be where the Coliseum is. It's taking up the entire parking lot. You're talking 23,000 people showing up every single day, probably 30,000 on the weekends. Just think about drinking at a casino. Just think about the fact that they give out free drinks to people that gamble a lot. And just, if you ever been to a casino, you know people drink. Just think, if only 0.5% of people drink too much in that casino, you're talking about adding 50 to 100 drunk drivers on our local roads every single day. And you have to think about protecting our kids. And that's, your board is probably more important than the village board. You have a lot more responsibility, you have a much bigger budget, and your silence by not taking a stand on the casino is disappointing and disturbing. So I think by the next board meeting, we have to hear either you have a resolution or you have a reason why you're not going to do a resolution. And I beg you to think about the implications here. You're here to protect our students. You're here to protect our community. This is 2 miles away from Stewart School. This is a danger and a threat to our community. And it's a time for this board to take a stand against the casino once and for all. It's gone on for too long. Your silence, and we have to have other community members such as the Centennials and other associations step up as well. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Jenny Leak. I'm the CSCA Vice President of Transportation. I stand before you on behalf of the members and myself. We feel as civil service workers for the Garden City School District that we deserve a much better offer than what is being presented to us. The average salary of a civil service employee is $45,000. At 1.5%, that averages to less than $1,000 a year. We as employees of the Garden City Schools, we go above and beyond our duties without any complaints. Why? Because we care for the children and our hearts are in it. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Leo Stimler and I live at 67 Huntington Road. I'm here this evening to urge the school board to join Hofstra University, the Garden City Board, and the Say No to the Casino group to oppose the casino. It will be located, as was previously noted, 1.5 miles, 2 miles east of Stewart School, and that's too close. And I respectfully ask you, President Cilio, to assign a member of the board to draft a resolution opposing the casino. And I hope that that draft resolution will be considered by the entire board and adopted at an upcoming meeting. Certainly, I hope before the end of the current school term. Now, why am I asking this? At this past October, there was a meeting of the Parent Teachers Association that had a presentation on gambling addiction. Both speakers, and one was a student from Georgetown University, said casinos target students. Now, the casinos deny that, but these two speakers said they target students. And they also said that there's an epidemic of teen gambling. We also heard at that October PTA meeting that young people in their early to mid-20s are the #1 demographic for calling gambling helplines. I mean, that really surprised me. The #1 demographic, young people in their early to mid-20s. Dr. Sinha, I know you were there. I very much appreciate your excellent comments, your comprehensive and thoughtful comments at that PTA meeting. And I know that subsequently at this school board meeting, you also commented. So I thank you for that. I'm in my 80s. Whatever happens at that area where the Nassau Coliseum is, I'll be gone. But I have 3 children in the Garden City school system, and I'm concerned about them, especially after hearing what happened at that PTA meeting. Now, perhaps you may be thinking that this has nothing to do with the school board. You may be thinking, hey, our job is curriculum, our job is school budget, our job is giving direction to Dr. Sinha. But if something in the community is negatively impacting a positive classroom learning environment, doesn't the board have a responsibility to consider and address that? if the PTA speakers back in October were correct that there is an epidemic of teen gambling, doesn't that impact what's going on in the classroom? As was noted earlier, the casino says that it estimates that they're going to have 23,000 visitors there every day, 365 days a year. And won't 23,000 people a day negatively impact our already clogged roads? Just getting here tonight, traffic. Won't it impact students and coaches getting to athletic and other events in our communities? Please, we need your help. It's a $4 billion project. We heard last month at the Hempstead Town Board that the Sands Casino is giving $50 million to Nassau County, $50 million to Hempstead, the town of Hempstead, and $25 million to Suffolk. So we need your help. We're fighting a big operation. Please help us. Please consider a resolution saying that you don't favor the Sands Casino. Thank you very much.
Thank you, everybody who came up. Any other questions or comments? So at this time, we're going to use a consent agenda. The consent agenda allows for one motion to approve multiple items. The president of the board will ask for a motion to approve the consent agenda. We'll ask if board members wish to have a discussion or clarification on any specific items contained within the consent agenda. Following the discussion, the board will vote on the consent agenda motion. In addition, a board member may request to have any item removed from the consent agenda in order to vote on the motion separately. At this time, may I have a motion to approve the consent agenda, which includes business of the board items I1 through I4, personnel matters J1 through J6, business office matter items K1 through K19, curriculum and instruction item L1, and special education matters items M1 through M6.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Is there any new business from the board?
None.
Is there any new business from the administration? Thank you. Future Board of Education meeting announcements. There will be one Thursday, March 7th, 2024. It's a Board of Education work session here at the Garden City High School at 8:15. And then Tuesday, March 19th, 2024, Board of Education regular session at the Garden City High School beginning at 8:15. There's no further business. May I have a motion that the board meeting be adjourned?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
Oh, 100%. I don't.